I used to think I should be a lawyer because I tend to talk too much off camera.
Growing up, everyone wants to do something good for themselves, but I was brought up in a humble background.
I grew up in the Kano Plains. We have a lot of what we call dental fluorosis. You get discoloration of your teeth, like brown teeth, from too much fluoride in the water or in the soil in the area. Of course, when you live somewhere where almost everyone else has something like you don't think about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But when I moved away for high school, I started noticing, that's not how teeth normally look like. So that's how I started learning more about teeth and dental, and I ended up here as a dentist. I think we ended up as friends because of the sort of backgrounds we were from. Mm-hmm. So in dental school we were a very small class, yeah? And then you find like almost half of the class is from a specific background because medical school is super expensive, super. Mm-hmm.
After school, like when you're done with medical school, you have to do 1 year of internship before you can be licensed as like a professional.
I mean, we discuss and say, like what's the plan after internship? What should we do? And then you'd be like, we've seen some younger dentists setting up private practices. I mean, we could also consider that. So it's something that we didn't talk about it like officially initially, but we'd talk about it from time to time. Then like, we can explore that idea.
So we officially launched in January, 11th of January to be specific.
This year?
Yeah, this year. So we've been in operation for 6 months now.
It's a beautiful journey. I honestly really love being able to run this place, and I didn't have it any other way.
Hi, my name is Dr. Dorothy Mabiria, a dentist and co-director at InSmile Aesthetics.
My name is Dr. Reno Omoro, a dentist and a co-director here at InSmile Aesthetics. We offer everything from as basic as teeth cleaning, we do teeth extractions, we do a lot of cosmetic procedures in terms of teeth whitening, we do dental veneers, we do crowns, we replace missing teeth with implants, with dental bridges, with dentures. We also see kids, so we offer a range of pediatric procedures. We do orthodontic treatment like braces, we do Invisalign, which is a new sensation in the market. Basically, we deal everything dental. We are able to do it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Adventures in Business on Influencer TV Kenya. My name is Joan Mwaneki. Today, we are super excited to be stepping into the world of transformation. And again, very happy to be hosting two lovely ladies, the powerhouse duo behind InSmile Dental Aesthetics. Don't you want to know how your smile and your confidence can definitely be boosted? Because I do. Well, now join us into this conversation, and let's hope it's going to be one of the most eye-opening conversations we'll ever have. Thank you so much for allowing us into your space. It's very elegant, very beautiful.
Hi, my name is Dr. Dorothy Mabiria, a dentist and co-director at InSmile Aesthetics.
My name is Dr. Reno Omoro, a dentist and a co-director here at InSmile Aesthetics.
How was your upbringing? How was it? Like, even growing up, did you ever think that one day you'll be a dentist and having to run such a business?
I was brought up in a humble background. Yeah, growing up, I didn't know dentists existed. So lucky for me, I didn't experience any dental issues as a child. So I never got to visit like hospitals, maybe to seek dental services. Yeah, so of course, growing up, everyone wants to do something good for themselves. But because I didn't have that idea in mind of being a dentist, I never thought that it would come to a point of me owning a dental practice. But I'm so grateful for the experience so far, and I know that we are going to do so much better with my business partner here.
I also never imagined that I would be a dentist. I used to think I should be a lawyer because I tend to talk too much off camera, of course. Yeah, but I grew up in a place called Ahero. It's in the Kano Plains. And one thing about that place is that we have a lot of what we call dental fluorosis. So dental fluorosis is a condition where you get discoloration of your teeth, like brown teeth, from too much fluoride in the water or in the soil in the area. So I grew up there, I had dental fluorosis, and then growing up now I started becoming aware. Of course, when you live somewhere where almost everyone else has something like you don't think about it.
Yeah.
But when I moved away for high school, I started noticing, that's not how teeth normally look like. So that's how I started learning more about teeth and dental, and I ended up here as a dentist.
When did you come to Nairobi? Tutaanza nawe mwenye aliona meno shule.
Okay, me in high school. So I went to school in Loreto Limuru. So of course you from Ahero, which is in Nyanza, close to Kisumu, you have to come to Nairobi and then go back here. So I had a period where I lived with a cousin of mine here in Nairobi.
Okay, so for me, officially living in Nairobi was when I joined campus in 2014. But then before that, I came to Nairobi when I was in primary school, when we were almost doing our KCPE examinations. So what our school used to do, so during that period, like a few months before we start the examinations, they used to take us like to different places within Nairobi. I think it was a way of motivating us to work hard. So we used to be taken to the national schools, like in our year, we were taken to Alliance Girls High School to motivate us. So that's the first time I came to Nairobi, but officially living in Nairobi was in 2014 because of school.
Will you join which campus?
I joined the University of Nairobi, in 2014.
I was also in the University of Nairobi. We were classmates.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's I was going to ask how you met. So that's exactly how you met.
Yeah, that's how we met.
Okay, give us more tea.
So now, when we joined campus, during our first year, like personally, I'm a quiet person, so I never used to interact a lot with people. Dr. Omoro is very extroverted. She's that type of person you'll know when she's around. So during first year, we didn't like interact much with her. We started like interacting with her during our second year. And then of course, it started like as study partners, and that is how it began. Till now we became friends, and then now how this idea came up after school. Yes.
I'd really love to ask people what they're doing with your friends, but watanitafuta wanichape. So let me just watanichore. It's okay, it's fine. So you finished school the same time,
Yes.
and then after school you were not together. I want to believe that.
No.
So what were you doing after school?
So after school, like when you're done with medical school, you have to do 1 year of internship before you can be licensed as like a professional. So like in my case, I did my internship in Nakuru. Dr. Omoro did her internship in Nairobi at the University of Nairobi Dental Hospital. So during that time, of course, we were separate, but then we used to talk from time to time. So that is how we came up with this idea of opening the dental clinic.
While you were still doing your
Our
internship.
internship, yes. Yeah.
So you just made a call to each other and said, can we do this? What do you have?
I mean, we discuss and say, like what's the plan after internship? What should we do? And then you'd be like, we've seen some younger dentists setting up private practices. I mean, we could also consider that. So it's something that we didn't talk about it like officially initially, but we'd talk about it from time to time. Then like, we can explore that idea.
Manyini rich kid.
No,
Tulianza na introduction ya humble background.
Ndio niko like,
in fact, what she did tell you is, I think we ended up as friends because of the sort of backgrounds we were from. So in dental school, we were a very small class, and then you find like almost half of the class is from a specific background, because medical school is super expensive, and we normally have a lot of parallel students to help sponsor the program, because the rest of us, we don't pay as much fee. So when that happens, you realize also even living within the school in the hostels, it's mostly the regular students and not the parallel. So of course we were both regular, and then we were living in the hostels, living close to each other, and then like it just made sense, like at least you can go next door to study together to discuss something.
At any time during the day, be it in the morning, at night, when transnighting.
One of you can tell the audience the services that you offer in the clinic.
We offer everything from as basic as teeth cleaning, we do teeth extractions, we do a lot of cosmetic procedures in terms of teeth whitening, we do dental veneers, we do crowns, we replace missing teeth with implants, with dental bridges, with dentures. We also see kids, so we offer a range of pediatric procedures. We do orthodontic treatment like braces, we do Invisalign, which is a new sensation in the market. Basically, we deal everything dental. We are able to do it.
So when did the business start?
So we officially launched in January, 11th of January to be specific.
This year?
Yeah, this year. So we've been in operation for 6 months now.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
It's been 6 months.
because today is on 12th and we launched on 11th of January, so
wow.
6 months exactly.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And how has been the journey here?
I mean, it's a beautiful journey. I honestly really love being able to run this place, and I didn't have it any other way. But also there's a bit of challenges. Of course, we've never run businesses before. We are also not from a business background.
Yeah.
Like my parents, I'm from a family of teachers.
Yeah, my dad is also a teacher
Yeah,
as well.
so we've grown up, the adults we are seeing are people in employment. So we've had a lot of learning to do, but it's been a beautiful journey, and we've had people who are helping us, holding our hands, so no complaints, totally worth it.
Let me ask, like, what exactly motivated you to come together into a partnership and open up, you see, a dental clinic all together? Because both of you are employed, isn't it?
Yeah.
So mnge choose to remain into the employment. So what's that one thing that really motivated you?
So the first thing is we have like similar goals when it comes to how we manage our clients, how to approach like different things to do with dentistry. So now the main reason why we wanted to open like this facility is out here you'll see like you're able to access all types of dental services, but then we are doing it in a different way in terms of approaching the treatment in regards to what the patient really needs. So we take our time to understand what the patient really needs before we can offer them the treatment. And we've also incorporated modern dentistry. So mostly whatever we are doing is digital dentistry, offering like what the patient needs. And of course that normally is more comfortable in regards to if you compare it to what traditional dentistry normally offers. Yes.
Also, when it comes to even the materials you use for your procedures, when you're in employment, you have to use what is provided for you.
Yeah.
But then with constant studying experience, you go for some educational seminars, and then you learn about things, and you're like, oh, I think this would give better results. But while you're in employment, you can request, but it's not a guarantee you will get it. So we basically wanted to be really hands-on in the kind of dentistry we practice.
Yeah.
That if I'm offering you a filling, I know this is the material I'm using, this is the quality, this is what I am giving you, and I can assure you of that.
Yeah, in employment you have to work with what is provided. Yes.
So do you think it would have been, or rather it would be different ukiwa niwe peke yako unairan and she's not there, or the other way around?
I've always known from the beginning I wouldn't run a business alone, so I was very categorical about doing it in partnership. So I don't think it would have been a consideration in my mind, because ideally we are clinicians, we are scientists, so we are technically not business owners. So you need someone when you're focused, oh, I have this case I need to work on, this, you need someone to be holding fort on the other side.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's also possible to run a business with a non-dentist, but now when it comes back to our core goal of the materials we want to use, the kind of machines we want to get in the clinic, you'd rather work with a dentist who also understands that. If you work, for example, with a business person, they'll be like, this is too expensive. We need to focus on the business side of the business and make profits. But then it's easier when you're two of you, you're able to balance everything. Yeah.
Dr. Omoro is very extroverted, I'm introverted. She has her own strengths, I have my strengths. So when you see when you're working in a partnership, you're able to use that to better how the business is going to run.
What's your proudest moment?
I think it was our first staff meeting. I was like, I can't believe I'm the adult who now has like staff meetings, and you're like, This is the team, the goal we have as a team. This is the culture we want to implement as a team. This is our team spirit. And then I'm saying those things at the back of my mind, and I'm like, that can't be me. It feels like it's a voice from somewhere. Well, I think that was my proudest moment.
Yeah, so for me it was the launch day because this has been something that we've been planning for so long. And of course you understand, like when you're trying to open the business, there's a lot that goes into that. So when it came to a point like we were done with the construction, the machines and equipment we needed are already here, we've bought everything we needed. Now we are ready to see clients. That was like a good moment for me. Yeah, because now it showed me that whatever we'd been talking about, now we are executing it and doing what we want to do.
Like any other business, I believe there are challenges that you have gone through, and also tell us how you end up overcoming them.
HR management. But when we started initially, the idea we had around staff was that we need young people because we're young and like it's easier to just work with young people. And then you come to realize, especially when you're opening a new business, you need help, you need experienced people who can also bring a fresh perspective into the team. So one of the things that I'd say has really helped us is getting a manager, a brand manager, who's also really helped streamline things. Because I mean, we are the dream bearers, but that does not mean we know exactly what needs to achieve that dream. So when you get a community and you get the right people on your team, it really helps.
The work-life balance. When you're in employment, you don't think about a lot. Your work is to just like show up at work, see the clients, finish, go home, and that's it. You wait till the next day. Running a business, you're thinking about the business all the time. Even at night when you're asleep, or maybe you wake up in the middle of the night, the first thing you think about is InSmile Aesthetics. So that has been, I'd say, the major challenge for me. But of course, I'm learning to adapt to that and to know how to manage that better.
That's true.
Yeah.
When I was employed, I never used to work Saturdays. Like I said, I need a social life. I'm not working Saturdays. But now, a patient, someone will DM me on Instagram. It's like, I'm available on Saturday at 10, and I want to come in for my procedure. You know, you're in business. You're like, okay, I'll be there to see you.
Yeah.
Allow me to ask if you have encountered a problem or rather a challenge just because you're young girls.
So you have patients who will come and then they look at you and then they're like, that's the doctor, because they feel like you're young. We still have a culture where people feel like in the medical field, the older ones are the ones who are experienced, so they know more or better. But also we've had a challenge with vendors and like just people who do things like technicians or just vendors in general. Ideally, when people come and then they realize it's two young women, they start telling you things they assume you don't understand or changing courses and all that, and it's been a bit challenging. But the good thing is that we knew what we were getting into, and we know this is how it's supposed to be. And it also helped that both of us worked in private practice before we came here, so we are able to know what you're telling me does not make sense.
They normally look at me and they're like, are you sure you're going to extract my teeth? I'm like, yeah. I went to school to be able to do that. Yeah. I can do that. At the beginning, you can see they're not so sure about it, but they're graceful enough to give us like that chance to show them what we can do.
This one is for you, Dr. Dorothy.
Okay.
You didn't know the existence of dentistry, but you ended up in school to do that course.
Yeah.
Like, take me through the journey of ulijipata aje, like that's now the course you're doing, and how did you accept that course?
Okay. So for me, when I'm asked that question, I normally tell people I was destined to be a dentist. Yeah. So growing up, as I mentioned, I didn't know anything to do with dentistry. So when I was in primary school, when people used to ask me that, I used to tell them I'm going to be a doctor. And being a doctor, not because I knew what it entailed, just because when you're young, you're being told you have to be a doctor, you have to be either a lawyer, an engineer. Then I got to high school. I was very good when it came to mathematics, chemistry, and physics. And then I was like, maybe I should do engineering. So in high school, I wanted to do electrical engineering. And that is what I selected during the first selection. So now, after the results came out and they gave us like a chance to change, to see if we want to revise the courses that we were selecting. So I had like a sit down with one of my uncles. So he was like, Engineering, like he had his reasons. Of course, I can't talk about that on camera. And then he was like, there's this course that I've heard about, maybe you can try that. So when he told me that, I wasn't so sure about it, because now you see, I haven't had like any interaction with a dentist. You're telling me to be a dentist. And now during that time where I was brought up, people thought dentists, the type of job dentists wanted to do was extractions. So if you tell me to go to school just to do extractions, it wasn't like making sense to me. And then now what happened is, during the selection, I decided to put like medicine as my first choice. Dentistry was my second. And then now when all that came about, I found out that your owner decided to pick me to do dentistry. And now when I got to dental school, first year you struggle a bit now, because you see you're doing the same units as the medicine people. So you're like, why am I doing this dentistry course and this medical course? Medicine people are doing the same units as me. So I was like, maybe I should have done medicine from the beginning. But then of course when it got to third year, now we started like doing units specifically for dentistry. That is when it started like making sense to me. And then I was like, I made the right choice to do dentistry, because now you're seeing clients, you can see the effect of your treatment on the clients that you're seeing. That smile after you're done with the treatment, it was so fulfilling.
My journey is almost the same. In primary, I wanted to be a lawyer, but then you get to high school and then you are told, no, there are these courses. So in my first selection, I chose civil engineering. So when they gave us the chance after the results to revise the courses, I remember my mom had been talking about, you need to be a doctor, you need to be a doctor. This grade, it's for medical school. And then I was like, you know what, it does not hurt. And then I just went there. I don't know, I think I chose dentistry as number one and medicine as number two, or the other way around. I don't remember, because it was an evening. At that time, I was working with Equity Bank. I was part of the Equity Leadership Program, so they give you a chance to work as a cashier in their banks. Yeah. So I've had a long day of seeing patients, and the deadline is today, and
seeing
it's at
clients.
Oh my God, yes, seeing clients, bank people are clients. Okay, so
it's allowed.
You've had a long day, and then you know the way you normally are told, oh, banks close at 4:30, but there's a lot of work that goes on after the door is closed. So I think it was at night, deadline is at midnight, and then I just go, and then I found myself in dental school. And honestly, I'm so glad I ended up in dental school. I love it. I don't know how I would have done, how the experience would have been for me being a lawyer or a civil engineer.
You're already doubting.
Yeah, I'm not like, I don't think I would have loved my experience being in another field. Like, it's totally worth it.
Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, before we take a short break, I want you to think about your friends and ask yourself if you're still gonna keep them, or you'll do what you're supposed to do after this conversation. So allow us just to take a short break. We are coming back soon. Cheers. It's your girl, Joan Moneki, and this is Prime House Interiors Limited. And today we are at Panari, Mombasa Road. We want to show you one of the spaces that we designed. But trust me, Prime House is always the best. So welcome to Reno Omoro.
I was looking for someone who could be able to design this small space for us, because it's a lean office. And I wanted something majestic, something beautiful, something simple. I love simplicity by all means. Many people get these things from referrals, but I got Prime House Interiors from the internet. One of the key positives was the speed of response, and then of course we started the journey from that point on. This work was done in 2023, but every time I have called the director for Prime House Interior, he has come here and rectified certain areas, and it is actually absolutely free of charge. Majority of people will give you timelines, and they will tell you after 6 months, I think everything else that you call us in for will be payable. I think many of the clients that have walked into this office, I will tell you, one of the compliments they've always given is regarding this space and the good design that is in the office. If people externally can see it, then you can imagine what I'm thinking personally. The job was well done. I stick to the supplier that has made things work for me, and I would highly, definitely recommend Prime House Interiors. My name is Reno Omoro. I'm the director of Reno Porini Tours and Safari. We are offering safaris to people who love to travel.
If you are complaining about your interior or exterior design, where are you looking? Because you're definitely not looking at Prime House. You heard from the director of Reno Porini, and there is not much we can say anymore. Just trust us. See you next time.
I said the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Hello, so we are back again to continue with the conversation. You may enjoy your break.
Yes, we have.
Are you sure? Yeah. So many people will want to ask, where did you get the capital to start such a big clinic?
We've been working from 2021, which was our internship, but for doctors we are paid during internship. So we always knew we have this in mind. Of course, when you don't come from generational wealth, you have to be the generational wealth. So we were intentional about saving. The other thing, we both took out loans with our banks, with our respective banks. And then we also had friends who put in money into the business, not as shares, but to support. So we have a beautiful community of friends. So you don't have to start a business with your friend, but we have some friends who gave us some money to help support this. So of course it was a collective effort. Yeah.
Now, do you feel like it's crucial for people to be friends in order to start and run a business together?
I would say it makes like everything better. You see, running a business is not very easy. So when you're working with your friend, it's normally very easy. In case like you're having tough times in the business, you can easily discuss like one thing with another person without having to feel like maybe you're hurting this person, because you know they're going to understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's true. Because in business you won't always agree. Sometimes one person, we are very diverse people with divergent opinions on different things. So it's not every time you're going to agree. But when you're friends, you will always remember that everything you do comes from a place of love. Like, this person is my friend. We can disagree on this, and this does not mean they don't like me anymore, or the love is not there. So I think it's easier. Because if you're working with someone you're not friends with, I feel like sometimes something can be said in the moment when you're not agreeing on something, and then you take it out of, like, you over-imagine things, you out of proportion. But now always remembering we are friends first. No matter what, the friendship is there, and everything that happens is from a point of friendship. It's easier.
I was having a conversation with Dr. Dorothy, and I realized there are so many basic things I do not know at my age. Like, nimezijua leo, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. So maybe you can just educate people on the basic things of, dental basic things.
Okay, the first thing that I'll mention is, most people out here think you're supposed to visit a dentist when you have pain, but you're not supposed to do that. We recommend that you visit a dentist twice in a year, that is every 6 months. So when you come in for those checkups, we normally do an assessment and see how your teeth are looking like. We assess and see the status. So in case your teeth are well, we just do like routine cleaning, and then we teach on how to maintain that. But then if it happens you have like a dental issue, we are going to manage that, teach you on how to maintain like a good oral hygiene so that you don't get like those cavities or maybe other dental issues again. Through that, now you see you leave this place like knowledgeable and know how to handle yourself better. So if you wait for the pain, most of the time you're coming in with pain, we might have to do something like maybe an extraction. You see, if you come in and then we do an extraction, you're losing your tooth. But then if you come in early, we find that tooth while it's in the stage of like doing a filling, we just like do a filling for you, and you're going to maintain your tooth.
A lot of people normally assume as long as you're brushing your teeth, that's okay. But there's a lot of aspects that go into caring for your mouth and your teeth. There's flossing where you have to clean in between, because ideally when you brush, your brush does not clean in between your teeth. You have to clean your tongue using a tongue scraper and such things. So we need to understand how to take care of our mouth as a whole. I also always tell people that you cannot be with a partner who does not go to the dentist, because people don't know this, but you know you can transfer the bacteria that causes cavities and gum disease to your partner. So imagine if you're doing your every 6 months checkup and cleaning, and your partner does not go to the dentist at all, and then every time you keep wondering, but I'm brushing well, I'm doing this, why am I getting cavities? Or it's because of your partner. Also learn to gift your partners dental consultation and cleaning vouchers.
Yeah, and our
Mnaweza tuambia some of the things that kwetu, like we find them very normal to either eat or use them, but they are actually a problem for dental health yetu.
The major thing is the sugary foods. Yeah, so when you visit our facility, we normally do diet counseling. So during the diet counseling, we draft a diet chart. It's going to show us like what you normally eat. So from there, we'll know like what to reduce or what to increase in your diet. So when you eat a lot of sugary foods, we have normal bacteria that lives in the mouth. That bacteria loves sugar. So when it eats the sugar, it produces an acid, which is normally what brings about these dental cavities and gum disease. So we advise you to reduce the sugary foods. But then if you've eaten the sugary foods, don't brush your teeth immediately after, because during that time you see when the bacteria has eaten that food and produced an acid, that is going to weaken your teeth temporarily. You're supposed to wait at least 30 minutes to an hour and then you brush your teeth. And then when it comes to acidic foods, maybe these people who take a lot of lime water or maybe lime drinks, don't brush your teeth after you're done. Give yourself the same amount of time, which is 30 minutes to an hour, before you can brush your teeth. So if you're taking those drinks, try to use a straw. If you use a straw, it's going to protect your teeth, because when you're drinking directly with a water or with a bottle or a cup, that is going to hit your teeth directly, and then it's going to weaken your teeth. Yeah.
Okay, even when taking discoloring, like colored drinks, like coffee, tea, wine, you should. Okay, we normally encourage you to avoid, but if you have to, you need to use a straw.
Yeah.
Avoid coffee. Tuanze na coffee
Yes.
kwanza. Kwa kamera. Lakini kuna chenye nataka kuuliza.
Yeah, so coffee stains your teeth, and if you have to drink your coffee, you use a straw and then rinse your mouth immediately after.
So about the acidic foods, another thing that normally happens, if it happens that maybe you have an upset stomach, or maybe people who are in their first trimester will normally vomit a lot, sometimes you might vomit, and of course your thinking would be to brush your teeth immediately after. But now you forget that the contents that are coming from your stomach to your mouth are very acidic. So if you brush your teeth immediately after, that is also going to affect your teeth. So we advise that you rinse your mouth with just water, give yourself 30 to 45 minutes or 30 minutes to 1 hour, then you can brush your teeth.
And she's mentioned vomiting. It's just reminded me of this current obsession we're having with slimming wires. And you know, it's very detrimental to your dental health, because you're meant to be opening your mouth and closing and chewing your food, and then you shut your jaw with slimming wires to lose weight. One, it's going, because you can't clean your mouth now well, you're going to get gum disease, you're going to get cavities, and if you vomit, you can choke on your vomit and die.
Aspiration, yeah.
We also encourage people not to use whitening toothpaste as a day-to-day. You would find people want whiter teeth, but now they buy whitening toothpaste and use it as a daily toothpaste. Most whitening toothpastes are abrasive, so you're not meant to use them routinely. Another thing is to avoid using antimicrobial mouthwashes as a daily thing. Antimicrobial mouthwashes, just like antibiotics, they have to be prescribed for you. You use them within the period and you stop. So if you are incorporating a mouthwash in your day-to-day oral hygiene practices, you need a fluoride-based mouthwash, not an antibacterial mouthwash.
Yeah, now to talk about the whitening that she mentioned, we also have this DIY whitening at home. So you find that people grind like charcoal and sometimes use hydrogen peroxide. So remember, the both of them are very abrasive. Yeah, they're going to hurt your teeth instead of whitening them. So you might think they have whitened your teeth because they're just stripping the outer protective layer of your tooth, so they just like appear whiter, but after some time, you're going to start like experiencing a lot of sensitivity. So in case you want your teeth whitened, we normally advise you come in for assessment first. So there are a few things that we take a look at before we start the whitening process. We have to check your gum health and also the health of your teeth before we can do the whitening. So avoid all that. I know it's trending on TikTok. If you can visit a dentist for the whitening to be done safely.
And also we only do teeth whitening for extrinsic stains, that is stains from the outside. So someone who's had white teeth normally and then you notice they're starting to discolor, they're turning yellow. You would see someone encouraging whitening trends and then they're showcasing someone who has, for example, dental fluorosis. Whitening, which is the bleaching of teeth, cannot work for such conditions. And if you have dental fluorosis, you have to cover the stains. And you cover the stains either through composite bonding, which is what we call masking, or getting dental veneers. So you literally have to put something to cover those stains if they're from inside your tooth.
Or sometimes we might also do crowns if it's extensive. Yeah.
So in such a competitive industry, what do you think makes you stand out?
So the first thing I'd mention is we practice digital dentistry. As I said in the beginning, we do a bit of traditional dentistry, but we are more focused on modern dentistry. And of course, with modern dentistry, then it means the services are more effective and shorter, and of course more comfortable. Like let's say even for the injections that we give, most people are normally scared of how big the syringe is. But now in our facility, we have like an automatic injector. If you like to use it, if you maybe you'd prefer having music on, we can like turn it on the injector while we are giving that injection. You won't feel a thing because the prick is very regulated with like different pressure, so no one will feel a thing. Then when it comes to other things like that, we have these traditional measurements of traditional ways of like measuring your teeth, which some other practices still do. Here, so we have like a 3D scan that we just like scan your teeth, which is like better when it comes to comfort. Yes.
Well, we also have a really beautiful clinic.
Yeah.
We are very intentional about that because we don't want our patients to feel like I'm going to the hospital when they're coming to the dentist.
Yeah.
So we really curated a very beautiful space. We've also been intentional about the patient experience. So we have like stress balls that if you're feeling a bit anxious, you can hold during the procedure. We have in all our treatment rooms, we have a screen where you get to choose what you want to listen to during your procedure. And we were just very intentional about the patient experience. Another thing we are really big on and keen on is preventive dentistry. So we really want a situation where if you come to us and you're like, take care of my teeth, we are like, okay, we are going to solve the current existing problems, but we need to ensure there are no new problems that come in. So we have a full package where after your procedure, you get thorough oral hygiene instructions, how to take care of your teeth, how to brush from the basics, and we also have the products you need to use in-house. So we will tell you need to floss, but then be like, where am I going to get that floss? So we have them within the facility and we ensure we prevent, mostly preventive, because we envision a world where everyone just comes to the dentist for cleaning and maybe teeth whitening and not exactly cavities and gum disease, because and extractions, losing your teeth. And the funny thing, the one thing people don't realize is teeth don't grow back. I know people take it as a joke, but once we remove that tooth, it doesn't grow back.
So tell the audience in case they want to come looking for you, they have a problem or they just want to consult on something. Wambie watawapata wapi?
So InSmile Aesthetics, we are located on the second floor of Lana Plaza, which is on Oloitoktok Road, Kileleshwa. So on Oloitoktok Road, opposite Methodist, the white building, Lana Plaza, and I like always telling people it's a building with robot cafe.
We'd like to invite you to visit us at InSmile Aesthetics. You can reach us via 0793 455 455. And for our social media, you can reach us on any social media pages, that is Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at InSmile Aesthetics.
Are you ready for quick fire questions?
A bit anxious but ready.
Unajua mimi si mtu mbaya. Signature beauty product you can't live without.
My Fenty lip oil.
Do I have an answer for that? I use like a range of products from different.
The one.
Just one. Yenye huwezi tu kabila.
La Roche-Posay sunscreen.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last thing on your search. Google.
Oh, yes, I remember. How to reduce anxiety when you're going on a TV show. Yeah, that was my last search because I was so anxious. It's my first TV show.
Yours?
Mine was how to. I don't think I want to say it.
Say it.
It was how to respond to someone in a profession, like the way we have that corporate language. Yeah. So I wanted to be very offensive to someone in the morning, but I needed it to sound corporate-ish.
OMG. Yeah. Okay. The dream celebrity client you'd love to walk into the clinic.
I'd say Adele Onyango.
Nice.
Yeah, I love her. I like how, I just love her personality and of course how she handles matters when it comes to women, supporting women in the community, yes, and all that. Yeah.
I'd say Akode. Akode really goes hard for the brands she works with, and I'm normally like, if like that is the one person who, if she's got you, she's got you.
Okay, so what's one thing you used to love and dislike while in school about each other?
You want to go
Mine, I'd say initially I didn't like that she was so introverted because I'm very extroverted, and then sometimes you want to do some outdoor things with your friend, and then they're like, I don't think I'm comfortable doing that.
Love. Love and dislike.
Oh, I feel like when it comes to something I love about her, I feel like you know what to expect with her. Like, she's balanced, like you always know what to expect with her. Yeah, that's...
Your turn.
So I wouldn't say like, maybe it was dislike. So during the first year, we never used to interact much. So I used to think she's a snob because she used to walk around with like a specific group of people. And then she used to be so loud. Like as an introvert, I would take a look at her and I'm like, hey, msichana anaongea sana. But then when I got to know her, I understood her better. So I wouldn't say like dislike, it was, yeah. Then love about her, she is very hardworking and understanding at the same time. Yeah.
What do you do when you're not here? What do you do outside?
Yeah, so for me, I love hiking. So I try to hike at least once in a month. Yes, at least I get to, as an introvert, you really get to interact with a lot of people. But you see, when you're hiking, you have to encourage each other. The attention is not on you. Like you're doing everything as a group. And of course, you get to interact with nature, beautiful views, and of course, keeping healthy as well. So hiking.
I love dancing. I will take a Zumba class. You will run into me at a concert. You will run into me at blankets. Like when there's music, people dance. You're likely to see me there.
Okay, all right. If you are not doing this, what would you be doing instead?
Maybe running a children's home somewhere, or maybe a retirement home. Yeah.
But be an activist. I normally feel so passionate about social causes, and like she said, I'm a noisemaker. I mean, I feel like I would really fit in that field.
Okay, your go-to song when you need a confidence boost.
For me, it's a gospel music, Respond by Travis Green. Yeah, it encourages me a lot. Nice. Yeah.
Mine is so funny. Oh, mine is Mayday, and the idea about it's not the lyrics, it's about how I was feeling the first time I ever heard that song. So normally when I need to pull myself together and just feel nice about myself, I play it because it always reminds me of the space I was in when I first encountered the song.
Okay. You have to choose one between teeth whitening or lip filling.
Teeth whitening.
Teeth whitening. I'm comfortable with my lips. I didn't want to have a lip filler.
Okay, is there any advice that you'll just give a random person out there now, not necessarily about business, but about teeth?
Besides what we've talked about?
Yes.
Oh yeah. So what I would advise people is, when it comes to you maintaining your health, oral health is as important as you maintaining your general health. So if you're going maybe to pay for those insurances to have like these checkups on an annual basis, always remember to also set aside some money for your dental checkups. Yes.
My advice would be to always ask questions if you're going to do a dental procedure. Always know what you're getting done, and always ensure that you're being seen by a dentist. We have a lot of other cadres in the field that can set up clinics or work in clinics that can do these procedures, but for safe dentistry and for the safety of your teeth, always ensure that the person treating you is an actual dentist.
What an amazing journey. What a beautiful conversation. A journey of faith, a journey of passion, a journey of encouraging each other and knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses and just sorting them out. Of course, I've had so much fun with this conversation, and I really appreciate because it's a great one. It's gonna help me moving forward, and I hope that it helps you too, and especially with the kind of friends that you choose to have, I insist. Okay, so if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, do not forget to do so. It goes by the same name, Influenza TV Kenya, and that is the same name that we are using in all of our social media platforms. That is Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook. And finally, this beautiful episode has been proudly sponsored by Prime House Interiors Limited, a company that does interior and exterior designs, and you can reach them out anywhere. Their website is primehouseinteriors.co.ke, and their social media platforms go by the same name. See you next time. Goodbye with so much love.